If you want to lose weight and fix any health concerns that you have, whether it be type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea, or high blood pressure, in this video, I'm going to break down what you need to stop doing. I see so many people doing these things, and I don't see many trainers talking about it. And this is why a lot of people have a hard time losing weight and reversing these health concerns. Okay. Not like managing it with medication and things like that. I'm talking about fixing it. Okay. And so if you're somebody, busy professional, high achieving professional, and you want to be able to look and feel your best year round, this is a video you're going to want to watch. Okay. So the first thing is this: if you don't know already, all people who are really successful at losing weight, they understand that nutrition is critical. You can't outwork poor nutrition habits. You can have the best workout plan in the world, but you're just going to get stronger if you're lifting the right way, and you might find yourself having more energy. But if you're noticing that the weight isn't going down, you're not losing belly fat, and you're just like not happy and confident about how your body's looking, it's the nutrition. It's not the workouts. And so that's why we're talking about nutrition today. Okay. So the first thing that I see a lot of people doing wrong is they're just focused on what foods to eat. Okay. And you guys are thinking in the right direction because there are certain foods you should be eating and certain foods that, are putting you in a bad situation. Like, for example, a very obvious one is if you're waking up and eating donuts for breakfast. Like, believe it or not, people do that. But instead of eating donuts, which is a refined carb that's going to spike your insulin, make you gain weight, make you feel tired and sluggish, you can eat something like an egg omelet, something very simple, you know. But that's just like prove a point of like the quality behind these things and making sure you're eating the right types of food. Because I know a lot of y'all see me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I'm posting different foods to eat and foods that are bad for different situations, whether it be type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, testosterone, low testosterone, bloating, whatever it may be. I post a variety of different videos, and it's all the foods based on the context of that particular topic that I'm talking about in that video. So that's something to pay attention to if y'all watch my short videos. But a lot of times people say, "Well, I got it. I know what to do. You giving me what foods I need to eat." And a lot of times these people still struggle. And the reason these people still struggle to lose weight is because it's like trying to bake a cake. You guys have the ingredients, but if you don't have the recipe to bake that cake, what happens to the cake? It just becomes a mess. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They like, oh, I know what foods to eat now. I can lose this weight. Or, and then they start trying and then they're still stuck. They're stepping on the scale, the weight still isn't going down. Their clothes still don't fit the way they want them to. Their suits are just like not fitting the way they want them to because the belly fat is getting too big. They can't hide it no more. These things happen because you're lacking structure. You have the ingredients, but you don't have the recipe. Okay? And so if you're just relying on, oh, I just need to eat these foods, and you're wondering why the weight isn't going down, you're wondering why your belly fat isn't going down, that is why. You have to have structure around how much you need to eat. When they say portion control, when they say calorie intake, when you hear these words or these terms, protein intake, these things are critical, guys. Not just for losing weight, neither. Like, ask yourself, do you know how much you actually need to eat per meal? Do you know how many meals you need to eat on a daily basis? Do you know what your portions for your protein need to be on a daily basis? Like, a lot of people that I help, they're not just wanting to lose weight. They want to have more energy. They want to overcome things like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. And so it's important to understand the quality and the quantity, but also like even your protein intake, your fiber intake. If you don't understand these things, guys, this is how a lot of people end up having high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes. Super important. Okay. And so that's the first thing. You can't just focus on what foods to eat. You have to have the right structure, the right portions. Otherwise, you could be eating all the right foods and being confused and disappointed on why you're not seeing the weight go down or why your stomach isn't going down. Okay. That's the first thing. Second thing, this all or nothing mentality that I see a lot of folks have. Okay. They start a meal plan, they start a diet plan, whatever it is, and when it's good, it's good. The going is good, but when it's bad, it's real bad, and they just fall off. They're like, "Oh, the weight didn't go down this week. Oh, I'm tired. I'm not gonna do it no more. I might as well just eat the way I was gonna eat beforehand." And when this happens, guys, I want you to think about it like this: y'all have successful careers. You know, the type of people I work with, really successful attorneys, doctors, real estate agents, working in tech. I have people that work in law enforcement, lieutenants, things like that. And how did you become so successful? You stuck with it, right? Even when you had a bad day, you stuck with it, right? And so, what would happen with that job, with that career, if when you had a bad day, you didn't show up? If you're like, oh man, I'm over it, and you just walk out, what's gonna happen? They probably gonna fire your ass. What happens in high school and college? Like I went to college, went to Georgia State University, studied exercise science and nutrition, and I remember friends of mine in college and in high school, whenever they would have a bad day, they just walk out the class and go back to the go home or skip school or whatever. And a lot of those people nowhere to be found now. They're struggling. They end up getting kicked out of school or they flunked out of college because they just had this all or nothing. When it was good, they kept going. When it was bad, they stopped showing up. This is what life does to us. For people who don't continue to show up for themselves, it's consequences. And so the good thing is we got to eat on a daily basis anyway. And so if you're going to eat on a daily basis anyway, even if you're not seeing the results that you want to see, it's something that you're not doing right. And so you have to reflect, get professional help to start being aware of what you're doing wrong and what adjustments you need to make. Because there's never like a L, there's never a failure. It's just a lesson, guys. Okay? Something that you're doing, a habit that you have, a lifestyle or routine that you have is not serving you to get you the results that you want. And so if you keep doing that, these people who continue to do the same thing and they expecting a different result, it's like they're crazy. Like you go keep eating the same way you've been eating or the way that you did when you was a teenager, but now you're in your mid 30s or even 40s or maybe even in your 50s and you're expecting that you're going to get the same results that you got from what you were eating and doing with your workouts in your teenage years. Not going to happen. Your body is completely different, guys. Your schedule, your routine, your hormones, it's all different. And so you have to eat based on your current situation, your lifestyle, super important, and your health. Okay. Um, so that's the second thing. Don't have this all or nothing mentality. Look at it as a lifestyle. This is why what I do, we talk about lifestyle based training. We talk about high performance lifestyle. That way you get the results and you can keep them long term. Okay. This is how a lot of my coaching clients are not just dropping the weight, but they're able to keep it off. All right. So that's the second thing. Then the last thing is you do what other people are doing. If you see other people who are losing weight, and I see this a lot, y'all. They're losing weight, and then people will say, "Well, what you been eating?" And they think that's all they need to know. Which if you've been watching this whole video through and through, you realize what I said earlier. Just knowing the right foods to eat, that's just the ingredients, but you still need to know the recipe. There's people out here who would see people on social media doing a watermelon diet. Oh, well, let me just do that then. Doing the carnivore diet. Oh, okay, let me do that then. Doing the fasting diet. Oh, let me do that then. And they're just jumping from diet to diet to diet to diet because they see somebody else doing it. And they wonder why they stay struggling. Because just because it works for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You got to have something that is tailored to you. And when I say tailored to you, it has to have the right format to support you. Like, have you ever had a trainer or somebody say, hey, you got to eat 6 or 7 meals a day? But if you're like, man, I don't want to eat that many times. I'm too busy. I need to eat like 2, maybe 3 times a day. I went through that. I went through bodybuilding. You guys see my trophies in the background if you're looking on YouTube right now. And it's like when I did that, that was cool for that season. But afterwards, I was just like, I can't keep eating like this. I'm in the kitchen all day. I need to get stuff done. And so it's really important to make sure that you have the right strategy Because there's people who can get results doing 6 or 7 meals a day. And it doesn't mean you can't, but it might not be the most convenient and, aligned way to do it to where you can sustain it. And so instead, you got to have a plan that supports your lifestyle. You're not just your goals, but your lifestyle. Because people lose weight doing a detox plan. But if that detox plan isn't something that they can sustain with their lifestyle, they got the results with it, but now they can't sustain it. They couldn't stick with it. Now they stopped doing it and they gained the weight back because they didn't have the right strategy. That's what I mean by you have to have the right strategy that aligns with your goals and your lifestyle and schedule. If you don't have both of these things, you're not going to be able to get the results and keep them. Okay. This is how I have coaching clients who are dropping 40, 50, 70, 100 plus pounds and being able to keep it off because now they have not just the ingredients, but they have the recipe and the strategy to be able to get the results and keep them. Okay. And so when you start eating in this way, this is how you can drop 30, 40, 50, even up to 60 pounds in 6 months. All right. I have coaching clients dropping 70, 80, 100 pounds in a year. A lot of folks struggle for years to drop 20 or 30. But if you have these strategies and you have the right structure, it don't have to take as long as y'all might think. All right. But other than that, guys, hopefully y'all found this helpful. Appreciate you tuning in. Um, I see a couple of y'all have some crazy. Everybody always calls me Saquon Barkley on Instagram. Y'all are crazy. But anyway, if you found it helpful, drop a like. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And if you would like help from me, you want to have more structure, you want to have some accountability. If you've been trying to diet and work out and lose weight, but it just hasn't been happening, you gotta switch something up. If you keep doing the same thing, you're gonna keep getting the same results. And so I'll drop a link down in the description below. That way you can explore the opportunity of us working together. All right, we out of here. Let's get it. Peace.